As of June 2021, a total of 2,795 American exonerees have lost a collective 25,004 years of life to wrongful incarceration, according to the National Registry of Exonerations. These unfair incarcerations have frequently been caused by prosecutor or police misconduct, perjurious testimonies, evidence withholdings, witness misidentifications, poor legal representations, and forensic evidence that is faulty or misleading. Racial prejudice and profiling also contributed to some of the wrongful arrests of these exonerees. So, in today's video, let's talk about the top cases that people were wrongfully convicted. Number 1. Randall Dale Adams. Following the 1976 killing of Dallas police officer Robert W. Wood, Randall Dale Adams, an American, was wrongfully found responsible for the murder and given the death penalty. His conviction was overturned in 1989. Adams maintained his innocence throughout his legal ordeal. He stated that on the day of the shooting, his own car ran out of petrol, and he was offered a lift by the guy he thought to be Wood's killer, David Ray Harris. Under an immunity agreement, Harris testified for the prosecution that Adams was the shooter of Officer Wood while he was the passenger. A Dallas County jury convicted Adams guilty based on the testimony of Harris and other alleged eyewitnesses, and he was sent to death row. However, Adams was not compensated by the state of Texas for the 12 years he had been jailed after his release. In 2010, a brain tumor claimed his life. The next on our list, number 2, Arthur Allan Thomas. A New Zealand man named Arthur Allan Thomas was wrongfully convicted of the June 1970 murders of Harvey and Jeanette Crew. However, he was later awarded a royal pardon and compensation. Before the lawsuit, Thomas was married and owned a farm in the Pukekohe district, which is located in the south of Auckland. In 1979, after it was discovered that the evidence used against him had been faked, Thomas was granted a pardon and received $950,000 as compensation for his 9 years in prison and loss of earnings. Number 3. Dewey Bozella. Bozella was charged in 1983 for the murder of Emma Kapser, a 92-year-old woman. 2 jailhouse informants' evidence served as the foundation for his sentencing. DNA testing was not available because evidence from the crime had been destroyed post-conviction. The prosecutor removed every African-American member of the jury, which resulted in the overturning of Bozella's first conviction. He was tried again in December 1990. Even a witness at the second trial recanted his earlier testimony, and Bozella was found guilty again. Later, the other witness later recanted. In addition, the defense later learned that the prosecution failed to turn over exculpatory evidence to the defense, including a fingerprint recovered from the scene that was linked to a felon. In 2009, Bozella's conviction was overturned and all charges were dropped. Number 4. West Memphis 3. The 3 men known as the West Memphis 3 were found guilty in 1994 of killing 3 boys in West Memphis, Arkansas in 1993. Jason Baldwin received a life sentence, Jesse Miskelly Jr. received 2 20-year sentences, and Damian Echols received a death sentence. During the trial, the prosecution asserted that the juveniles killed the children as part of a satanic ritual. Following a 2010 decision by the Arkansas Supreme Court regarding newly produced DNA evidence and potential juror misconduct, the West Memphis 3 negotiated a plea bargain with prosecutors. They acknowledged that the prosecution had sufficient evidence to prosecute them, but they were still able to uphold their innocence when they entered Alford pleas on August 19, 2011. Judge David Laser accepted the pleas and sentenced the 3 to time served. They were released with 10-year suspended sentences, having served 18 years. Moving on, number 5. Daryl Hunt. Daryl Hunt, a black man from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, was wrongfully convicted in 1984 of Deborah Sykes's rape and murder and given a life sentence. After being convicted in that case, Hunt was tried in 1987 for the 1983 murder of Arthur Wilson, a 57-year-old black man from Winston-Salem. In 1989, both convictions were overturned on appeal. In 1990, Hunt faced another trial in the Wilson case, but this time, an all-white jury found him not guilty. He was tried again on the Sykes charges in 1991. He was convicted. Hunt was held in prison until 2004 for 19 years. His exoneration followed the confession by Willard E. Brown to the crimes. Number 6. Ruben Carter. Ruben Hurricane. Carter was an American middleweight boxer, wrongfully convicted and imprisoned for murder, until released following a petition of habeas corpus after almost 20 years in prison. Carter was arrested in 1966, along with his co-accused, John Artis, for a triple homicide that took place at the Lafayette Bar and Grill in Paterson, New Jersey, in the United States. They received life sentences to be served in Rahway State Prison after being found guilty of all 3 murders. A retrial in 1976 upheld their sentences, but they were overturned in 1985. Last but not least, number 7. The Central Park Five. Numerous flaws in our legal system are brought to light by the well-known tale of 5 juveniles who were wrongfully convicted of one of the most horrific crimes imaginable. Police officers coerced incriminating statements out of the boys, who served between 5 and 15 years for the crime. A man by the name of Matías Reyes confessed to the crime for which the accused were imprisoned in 2002. His story was validated by DNA evidence. Finally, our video is about to end. These high-profile cases prove that wrongful convictions occur more commonly than we care to believe. If you or someone you know faces a situation of the justice system wrongfully accusing or convicting them of a crime, seek legal representation immediately. A criminal defense attorney can help prevent you from going to jail for a crime you did not commit if you are wrongfully convicted of one.